Okay, so I went to my local comic shop, right? And every once in a while, they'll have comics that are bigger than the average comic size. So for reference, here's like the average comic size, right? You can read it. It's just like the size of a piece of paper. Um, you know, kind of just uh yeah, it's a good size, right? Okay. So the comic that released this week was Batman Hush 2. And this is one of the most anticipated comics of the year, okay? This is a comic that, like, I don't know, I had like, I don't know how many 100,000 pre-orders, but I got my hands on this comic, right? I don't know if you're ready to see the size of the giant size comic. So they actually had three options, right? They had like the regular size comics and all the variant covers and foil covers and what have you. And then they had two giant sized ones. One of them was regular and one of them was a foil variant. I kind of wanted the foil variant, but at the same time, I'm like, do I want to pay $5 extra just for it to be a foil? Not really. Um, the regular comic is $5, and the huge one is $15. I was debating it if I wanted to get it or not, because 15 is kind of a lot. But at the same time, it's Jim Lee and Alex Sinclair. So, are you ready? Are you ready to are you ready to see this comic? Look at this. Look at this. Look at the size of this thing. And it's exactly it's the same. It's literally the same. I look oh my god. Look how ridiculous it looks for me to read it. I look like those old-timey newspaper cartoon people that are just reading the newspaper at the bench. Like, look at the size of this thing. Fun fact, this is actually tabloid size. Um, so okay, so they announced it as giant size special edition. And the reason why I really liked it is because Jim Lee, Scott Williams, and Alex Sinclair, the penciler, inker, and colors, are really, really good. I mean, like, you already saw the first page, but just look at how spectacular that looks. It's like having an art book, and I love buying art books, so for me it was totally worth it. Just look at this page. Look how amazing that looks in a big format. And then I'll show you the small format. Right? So a couple things though. I will note that there are differences in the way this was printed and the way this one was. First of all, it's the kind of paper they use. This paper for the cover is a very thin gloss paper, right? This paper is a gloss, but it's kind of like a matte gloss or like a semi-gloss. It's not. Look how shiny this one is, right? And then look how this one. It is shiny, but it's also thick. It's almost like those like thin white cardboards that you see with the paper and bags when you buy comics. So it's like definitely a lot thicker. You can hear that. The paper is definitely thick. It's like you can feel the thickness on it, and like every page feels like a poster, you know. And another thing is the colors are slightly um, less saturated, so it's a little bit more. Just the quality of the colors here, here is slightly less than here. Like you're really not gonna notice it that much, but like for example, here it's like a very bright orange, and here's like a less bright orange. Or for example, Batman here looks purple, a little bit more purple, and here it's like a little less purple, kind of like blue, because I'm guessing they have to like make the print colors. Maybe I'm not sure if they changed the colors just a tiny bit before printing it, or it's because of the type of paper that the colors look a little different. I'll show you an example. So here's Batman. You see how this looks like, you see how that looks purple and this is blue? And again, you're not gonna like, it's not a huge difference at all, but it's just something to know. So it's like, I just want you to know this. See, this is like more purple and this is like more blue. And for example, in this first scene, that you see here. This is like a kind of greenish color, and you'll see here in the inside. See, this is like a bluish green, and this is like a lime green. I don't know if you can see the difference. Right? You can see that, right? You can see that here's a little bit more bluish, and this is more like a lime green. So the colors are a bit, I'm not sure if the comic itself has a bit of a higher quality print than the big version, which I'm not faulting them for that, because honestly, like, this is really expensive to print in such a large format. You're essentially printing posters, and the quality of the paper is very thick too. So I really appreciate that they really did a very good effort in printing in such high quality. It's still very high quality. And another reason why I bought this is because this is the actual size that the artist worked in when comic books are drawn. They work with an 11-inch by 17 inches tabloid size. So for reference, let me show you. So this is a comic artboard, right? I'm drawing something on it, but I don't want to show. This is the size of the comic. So you see how it's the exact size of this comic artboard? So it's real size. This is the exact size that's used to draw comics, and this is the size that was printed. So this is the real size of how Jim Lee was drawing on it. So that's really, really cool. You get the full format size. So again, for reference, this was $5. $5, and the variants are always like $1 more. I don't know why DC does that. They charge an extra $1 for variant covers. I don't think they should, but I kind of get it. But you know, whatever, that's fine. $5 for the regular comic. This is $15. You can see right here, $15 US, and the foil cover is $20. So, in my opinion, at first I was like, is this really worth it? Is this like more of a gimmicky thing? In my opinion, this is very much worth it simply because of the astounding artwork. I just think it's worth it. I don't want to show too many pages to not spoil the comic. I still think it's really funny how gigantic this thing is. Look at that. Look at that. Look at the size of this thing. Yeah, so anyways, that was just a quick video talking about like the giant sized comic that DC printed. This is the largest comic I think I've ever seen at a comic shop, but to be fair, I haven't been to a comic shop for a few years before recently, so yeah, but this is amazing. I don't know, at first I didn't want to buy it, and I was like, no, I don't need that. And then later I'm like, actually, this is really cool. It's like an art book, and I love getting art books. You've seen my channel. I get a lot. I'll show you just one more page. Wow, look at that. And again, if I'm like reading a comic in public, reading this, look how comedic this looks. Yeah, so Batman Hush. I haven't read it yet. I'm super excited to read it, and I'll let you know how it goes. I plan to do another video on like current comic book series that I'm enjoying, or ones that like I'm not enjoying that much and I dropped. So yeah. Well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.